Okay, let's get started with this VOD review. So, we've got the Atlanta Reign against the Toronto Defiant. This was just played. The Atlanta Reign were extremely dominant. So we're going to look at why was the Atlanta Reign so dominant. Why did they play the comps they did, and how did it work, right? Because they are playing a different comp than most teams. They're playing the double main tank. The first week, this was played a lot. After that, it really wasn't anymore. But the Reign playing it is very interesting, right? And then the fight rolls out dive here. They did this the last week when Surefour was in. So Reign probably prepared for this. They were like, oh, Defiant played dive last time. That was last week. And Defiant has been traveling around, so there's no way like they don't play the dive right now, right? Like there's no way they come up with a whole new strategy. So Torb roll out the Reign, or the Reign to roll out the Torb. I'm sorry. And Torb, honestly, against dive, he's like one of the best DPS, right? But against McCree May, he's like not as good, right? So it's like the perfect counter pick for the Reign here to shut down this Defiant dive. And then they're also playing the double main tank to like pull anyone in that commits. Gator was very good on the Orisa thing and got player of the match. So very impressive. And then they have the Baptiste here to do like a lot of range damage, right? And to like use the immortality field when the enemy team dives in. Yeah. Let's see what happens here. So this is the exact thing that the Defiant did last week, right? They TP everybody out, they go left side, and then they keep the Reaper back here with the Genji too, apparently. So that when the Reign rotates away from the main team, they rotate into the Reaper and the Genji. So let's see how that works out. The turret is set up, right? The turret's pretty hard to kill for this Defiant squad. Like, only the Genji can really kill it from range. And then they walk into the Reaper. And look how, like, these guys haven't even rotated yet, and these guys are already engaged down. That happens. But this is, like, really bad for the Defiant already, right? Like, why do these guys pop out so early? Like, there's no reason for them to walk out yet. Because the team is not in. Like, they need to coordinate this way better. So they walk out. Bodies gets spotted, obviously, because he walked out. And then Rafe gets forced before his team dives. And then Agilities also has to dash out. So this is like, you know, really bad already for Defiant because they've just used 2 of their DPS cooldowns without getting anything achieved. And look, Karif hits a big nade. So let's say they just committed now, they just came out now, they hit this big nade. Then that's like a really good start of a fight, right? But I was hoping you'd review this match. Good. I am here reviewing this match. Hello. Okay, and then Beast gets frozen. But like, as soon as you fail the initial dive and you get your cooldowns forced out, you're in a very rough spot as dive, right? You need that initial dive to work out properly. And then Beast dies. Pokpo goes to point solo, so that seemed like pretty uncoordinated. Thanks for the follow, Lunos. But then the rest of the team rotates the point. They're obviously like trying to use Pokpo as bait while the people that could spam sit on the high ground. But Pokpo died pretty quick there. Okay. And now, like, it's really hard to retake this as dive, right? Defiant needs ults. And this is why I don't really like dive on Cuff in general. Dive, especially with the Genji, is very reliant on Nano Blade to like win close and clutch fights, right? But first fight is so important on Cuff that they can never like get their Nano Blade first fight, obviously. So you're likely to lose first fight because you don't have your key ultimates yet. And Cuff is like, you have a 70% win rate if you win first fight. Just because of the way ults works and the way snowballing works on the map. Okay, so let's see the second dive. Team rotates again. Agilities and logics kind of stay behind. So yeah, like this Torb turret is absolutely unkillable for the Defiant. Like only agilities can kill it, but there's a shield in front of him, right? So, and Torb turret does a lot when uncontested. Like ideally you want to kill the Torb turret really early in the fight and then get a dive in, but there's no way to kill the turret right now. Thanks for the follow, Harry. Okay, so they dive. Masa gets the boop. They pull the boop. No, I don't think the Defiant were dog shit today. I just thought the Reign were completely ready for their strategy. Because obviously the Reign hasn't played yet. And the Defiant has. So the Reign had an innate advantage here. Thanks for the follow, PSG. So Beast gets booped here. And I think he was going to go off the map. But then Gator pulls him back in. So that's pretty unlucky. But overall, like the boop already stops the initial like jump damage, right? He still gets that now. The turret does die to logics. But you see how one Torb, he popped this overload, he has like 1,000,000 armor. And like he's undivable, so you want to dive the bop, but he is the immortality field, right? Lucio is like, if he wall rides well, it's hard to dive him, right? So the Reign basically like counterpicked the comp that is really good against dive. The Torb is really good against dive because of the E ability, right? He gets all the armor. Beast dies. Reign now just has to push out, right? They're ahead. So like, Defiant is playing exactly into Reign, the way Reign wanted. And now the Nanoblade comes online, but you also see that, you know, Urster has the ult, and Dogman has invulnerability field, right? So that when the Nanoblade comes in, all they have to do is like ult below them and use the invulnerability field. And it's very hard for agilities to kill people even with Nanoblade. Okay, so agilities goes on close flank, right? Can't kill turret from here, so it's a good turret placement. Gator uses pull pre-fight. Big of a deal. Evix walks in. Logix TP's in. Where does this TP land? Okay, so it lands right there. And then Urster just ults, right? Because they're committed. Does Reign play today? This is the Reign game from today. Official loop. Come to the show. Okay. So you see the Nanoblade comes in, but Urster instantly uses the Mayo, and Baby Bay uses the Torbolt to like cover ground and use them as zoning ults. Because basically Defiant's only winning strategy is the Nanoblade, right? Like if they don't get kills with this, they're really screwed. They kill turret with it. But like, look at this. Like there's armor here. The invulnerability field is on Dogman, so he can't die. Urster has invulnerability field. Baby Bay has the armor, right? There's like so much on the Reign that stops Blade. They do cap point, but using Nanoblade just for a point cap is not what you want, right? You want to fight win. But Jellies ends up dying because they used a lot of them. And then Gator gets booped a point, but Gator doesn't mind. Thanks for the follow, bank shot. Nice. Got a point. They just recapped the point, right? And now Defiant has used the blade, and Gendy's main ability is Nanoblade. So agility swaps to Doom. But again, Doom isn't too good into these tanks because Orisa can fortify his punch, and Pugpo won't get like booped very far because of Doom punch. And now because Defiant, they figured out that they're getting counted really hard. And now they full swap, but I mean the map's already really far, right? And you see the Reign already have a bunch of ult still. And retaking on this point is hard because chokes are small. You have to walk up all the way. You have to either go here or here. And it's like you get spammed all the way. And that's why this Baptiste comp here is very strong. Because it's such an open point. Now the Reign uses comp everywhere, of course. But I feel like it's especially strong on a map like this. Yeah. The Toronto Defiant's pressure to go to point because of the percentages. Good ice wall here. Blocks their rotation. Kind of messes more time for them. They only have 4% left now. They get the turret, which is good. That makes the Torb less valuable. Logic's TP's in. They touch point. Then Poke comes in with a shatter. Here's a big one. Abilities get booped. Beast gets booped off because of the shatter. Well, the fight's over, right? That was a 6 shatter and a nice boop point. Oh, just comes in with nano ult. Get anything. So I feel like, really, like Reign executed their strat really well, right? But because the Defiant had already played this map last week, their strat kind of got leaked to the Reign, and then that first fight where Toronto completely misconnected, right? They already had the Reaper walked out before they even dived in. That was like a big deal. Because I feel like if you win that first fight as the Defiant, this map goes completely different, right? Okay, next map.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's see. So, let's see the full comps here because Logix is going to swap, Babyface going to swap. So Defiant here with this comp, they're looking to like rely on agilities to get picks, right? They're going to bubble the Doomfist. And then they're going to like try to follow up and go in. But the Doomfist is like the space creator because they have the bubble for him. On this Reign comp, again, they have the double main tank. Dogman is on Moira, which also is pretty good against this comp, right? Because they want to all in. So Moira can like use all her heals. There's also no Diva to eat the Moira ball. So like that will do a lot of healing. And then they've got the double main tank. And not having a Diva against double main tank is very bad, right? Like Diva is very dominant when she can eat every pull and every fire strike. But now that there's no Diva on the field, Pokeball and Gator, they can combo pull, fire strike all the time. Also, Gator can use his pulls to deny Doomfist. Like when the Doomfist tries to disengage, if he can pull him back, that is very big. So Reign get on point. Their comp is designed to just sit on point, right? Focus the enemy team that walks in. Defiant wait till point. And it gets a little bit further. Also does a good job scouting where the Doom is going. But they're like all looking for the bubble on the Doom. Doom goes in and then they all go in, right? How clean they are on that. Go in. Bubble comes down on the Doom. Our Gator blocks it very nicely with Orisa Fortified. This is exactly what Gator needs to do. And abilities goes in more. Baby Bay dies to Logic. So Logic connects with agilities. And does a good job here of double tapping Baby Bay.
I've seen
What happens here? Make sure to follow Mystic. So first he goes for Dogman. Dogman shifts. He gets booped. And then, oh my god, that's disgusting. Hey, Mystic. You guys see that shit? You just 80%ed him with one shot because of the boop. Wow. And your Reaper's like most of your damage in this comp. So your Reaper dying is like really bad. He also has the shift. So like, if this doesn't one-shot him, I feel like the Reign are fine here. Because Gator just took that punch. Defiant just used a lot of cooldowns. They use their nade, they use their Doomfist abilities, they use their Reaper shift after the Reaper goes out here, right? They use their bubble, and Beast is in. So if Baby Bay lives here, then I think the Reign win this fight. But because this happens, 100-0, Baby Bay just drops. And then, well, when your Reaper's dead, fights are very hard to win as this comp, because you just don't have the damage. Evix does die.
The objective is now.
Pokpo pins, but I mean, it's all clean up from here, right? Pokpo also Fire Strike kills somebody. Pokpo with the Fire Strike kills this game. And then Baby Bay swaps to McCree. McCree's a really good counter to Reaper in general. Like, Reaper's Ray form, if it gets forced out, he has to play very passive. And McCree has a very easy time forcing out Reaper's Ray form because he has the flashbang, obviously. Okay, we continue. Noob question. Why didn't they wall one of the entrances to point when Doom punches in? I mean, they could have done that, but also it's like pretty hard to time, right? Let's go back in the fight. I think they did use their wall pretty well. Let's see what Ursher does with the wall here. Because I think tries that. See? He tries to go for the wall. But it not great. I also maybe they haven't seen or haven't planned fully against the Doomfist here. Because it's not an ordinary strat, right? They didn't do this last time either. I think last match they played something else, not Doomfist. So they might not have prepared for the Doomfist exactly. But they do wall off Nemix to focus him. So still the wall gets pretty big value, right? And then Gator goes to deal with the Orisa or the Doom. But yeah, if they could have done that, that would have been good, I think, official loop. I don't think that's a stupid question at all. Okay. Let us continue. So Reign gets the point. I feel like if you are to Defiant, you don't have the Maywell, so fighting on point isn't great for you, I feel. I think you want to engage before the enemy team gets the point. But Reign get the point. They almost cap 2 before Defiant touches. Reaper goes behind. Oh yeah, this is where Urster gets picked by agilities. Thanks for the follow, young money. This is like, look at Doomfist. Like punches in, one shots Urster before he can shift. Look at that. That's crazy. Even in .25 speed, that's really quick. Get Urster. The tanks don't. So the tanks really want to like stop the punches, like Gator did before, but they didn't manage to do it there. Urster gets one shot. Beast shatters Dogman. Oh wait, Popo shatters but misses. A nice block from Beast. Fight ends.
I stopped counting a long time ago.
So again, like a really good fight from the fight, right? They used 0 ults, they won the fight. This Doomfist trash seems to be working out for them. And then Reign goes high ground, which I like swapping it up, right? You don't want to do the same thing. Obviously, Defiant was set up for them going main. So now them going top is good, right? Again, Gator and Popo really want to eat these agilities punches. They nano agilities, they bubble agilities. Popo eats it, so it's good, right? Like, that doesn't hit a backline is great. It also uses Fortify. They use the Immortality Field a little early, I feel. Because it only lasts 5 seconds now. Then Baby Bay picks Logics. So that's like really big, right? Like, because they pick Logics, they can now push out. Let's see how that happens. Like, Baby Bay is fucking on the Kryptonite. Okay. Go to .25 speed. Carefree vision right here. Logics peeks through. Oh my god, he peeks through the wall twice. And Baby Bay just sees him twice and clicks his head. Oof. That's also a really good wall from Ursher though. Like this. This is like exactly what you want from the wall. Because it cuts off help from Beast to Reinhardt. Like even Kariv has a hard time healing Beast from here because of this great wall. Really good wall there from Ursher. It's Logic's kill basically because Logic peeks it twice. And then the Nano runs out. Abilities goes in. The Shatter comes in.
Meteor strike.
But I mean Pokemon just blocks it. And they Meteor Strike, but they're already down 2, right? Dogman dies to this. Baby Bay dies to this. So now it's even. Nice plays from Agilities. But his team's disengaged. Reeve's still healing from top. Also gets slept by Kariv, so Kariv's doing a lot right now. He shields himself. Almost dies to Nevix. But wow, Pokemon and Nevix are like Pokemon and Gator are like 1 HP trying to help each other out. They're like, I'm 1, bro. I'm also 1. And they both die, right? Yeah. Because Dogman died to the Doomfist. There's no healing. Yeah. You play Anna with the Diva normally because you can heal the Diva wherever she is and you can go aggressive with her. And it's Bap with the Orisa Reign because Bap synergizes really well with the Orisa. And you can heal both tanks at once when the Reign and Orisa stack a lot, which they normally do. But a Bap makes a lot of sense when you play the Orisa. So again, good fight win from Defiant, right? They use their ults proactively. Get to play their own game. And now, like, this is like a really hard win for the Reign, right? Like 99-0 basically. But we all know you can hold pull window, yes. Hold pull window fire strike, but normally a Diva will eat that, right, Bean? But because there's no Diva on the Defiant, it doesn't get eaten. But in the current meta, where normally teams play Free, Mei, Ryan, Orisa, that shouldn't work because Diva exists, right? Fire strikes just get eaten. But this is like, this map, yes, but normally no. Okay, Burster comes in with a missed wall. He ults because there's no Diva on the enemy team, so he gets the ult for free. Can you say why ATL let you go? Yes. Atlanta Reign wanted a Korean-speaking coach, so they got Mentalist, who's now on the Reign, and they let me go because they have a lot of Korean players, right? They wanted someone that could like represent their side and like help with translation a little bit too, right?
It's time.
Thank you. Die. Okay. Let's see what happens next. So Urster ults point because there's no Diva on the enemy team. Logic's ults backline, but he gets stunned. He does kill Dogman though, so I feel like that's worth. Thanks for the follow, official. I feel like trading the main heals from the Reign for the Reaper is kind of worth. Nevix pissed me off so much here because he's playing Zarya or what? What's he gonna grab?
Cease your resistance.
They beat. Abilities ults. Calyx also beats. So like if they wanna make this a dry fight, which they shouldn't, because there's the Dogman death right, then they should use all their ults or none. Hello Evergreen. Okay. So ATLs can control the point right now, right? And Defiant have more of the divey comp. So like they really should have used that beat to go in, I feel. Why can't they dry fight? Because I feel like this fight was very winnable for them. They traded their Doom or their Reaper for the enemy BAP. But BAP is more important than Reaper because BAP's all the heals on the Reign. Thanks for the follow, Ultra. Like, they're 5v5, but I felt like Defiant had the advantage because BAP was dead, right? BAP is so important. There's no heals on the Reign right now. No, Reign obviously have to win this fight, so they can't. But yeah, Calyx beats. Hey, Ultra. Calyx beats, but then they kind of just sit still with the beat because maybe Beast didn't get it, and Achilles didn't get it. I feel like they didn't hit everyone they wanted with the beat. That's why they didn't go in. Also, the Bongo's on right now. And Bongo is so strong. Like, Bongo gives the whole team 50% damage boost. So I get that they want to wait that out. How was your day? It was good. The OWL matches today were very entertaining. Again, Gator's so good, dude. He blocks the Doomfist punch without even seeing him. So he does it on sound. Like, Gator deserves player of the match today. Like, look at this. He's shooting the enemy team. And then he just blocks the punch without seeing it. That's crazy. And then Agility dies, right? Oh, he gets bubble. Nice bubble. But like, damn. If he hits that punch, Gator will be chucked. And they have no heals, so it's really important that he blocked that. Hacker confront. He has a fortify script. And then this is where Baby Bay pops off, right? Picks one. Peeks back. Insane flick on Calyx.
Double kill.
Kills Nevix. Oh, sick. So, Defiant were trying to wait out the Bongo before they grab and go in. And then, because the Kree is here, right, they have the pick potential. The Reign win the fight. Even though Dogman's dead. And when your main healer's dead, it's very hard to win fights, normally. But they have the Bongo. Bongo's the best ult in the game. Okay, so Defiant goes for the rotation. Did Dogman do well this series? I think the entirety of the Reign did well. They did well as a team. And he kept his team alive, so yes. Logic dies to Baby Bay. And then, oh, the famous wall fire strike, right? Because there's no D.Va on the enemy team, because Nevix is playing Zarya right now, suddenly, pull becomes very strong, and this happens. Jesus. That's crazy. They also placed the Baptiste like Matrix very late, but he places it pretty far up front, so it still gets it, right? Pull comes out. Good pull. Then, yeah. Jeez. Get a Pogba Gator synergy. All series too. Gator had some really creative pulls too. Thought his Larissa play was on point. Then they only win that fight with using the BAP ult, right? That's like the big part. They didn't have that many ults, but they got to save all of them. I was surprised to see the BAP. They played a BAP since they have the Orisa. The Orisa and BAP synergize very well. Normally when you play D.Va, you play Diana. Did the Fire Strike get damage boosted? Yes, it did. It does 200 damage through the amplification matrix, but one shot everyone. Okay, they go out high ground this time. I like this a lot more, because they get to be very proactive. Baby bait ults, which is good because you want to use the Creole like pre-fight before the enemy team engages on you, so you get to zone them right or kill their shield. Then agilities get nanoed while going in, and he one-shots Baby Bay. So the nano damage reduction helped agilities there so much. And Baby Bay didn't cancel the high noon because he thought he could maybe kill agilities. But neither of those happened. Maybe Dogman could have droned Baby Bay while he was ulting. That would have been very good. Thank you for the follow, Zuby. Maelt comes out. Burster, he gets Nevix. Again, Maelts are so easy when the enemy team have no D.Va. This is why so many teams play D.Va right now, right? Because you get to throw these ults, like, you get to yeet him in. So close, he was very close. So we watch Baby Base PO that, of course. Yes. Goes for the high noon. Dogman drops. Nearly gets him right. But because the nano damage reduction, he does not live. Thanks for the follow, Pyro. And then Kareev heals him. That was really close, yeah. So I get why he yelled it. And then the Mael comes out. Again, no D.Va. You get to use it very aggro. That's one. Nevix still hasn't used Grab. But I mean, it's hard to use the Grab when the enemy team is like really going hard on you. And Gator gets to just walk out for free. So they have to like basically solo grab Bokpo because Urster can also shift it. So now they have to go to point, right? Good wall to like stop them from going point. Helix touches though, and Nevix goes for grab. I think this grab is to like stop the Reign from touching point so they can flip it. Don't like it too much because Gator and Ursher just get to walk out and they can't really focus Pokpo here. I think comboing the grab with the Doomfist up mid-fight would have been better. But I get that it's 99.99, right? Hard. And then, Nevix also gets shattered. Like really bad. Oh, Nevix lives though somehow. The Bongo comes out, the best ult in the game. 50% damage boost to everybody. Urster walls. Stop them from touching point. Baby Bay kills Logix. Dogman dies, so it's a really good pick, but I mean at this point, Bongo's still on the point. Fight's basically over, right? Yeah. I felt like Defiant could have definitely won that map if they'd been a little more clean on their ult usage and engages right. But having no D.Va is just so rough, especially into that Orisa Reign comp. Well, you saw the 4-man kill the Fire Strike, right? If you have D.Va there, that doesn't happen. So very impressive from the Reign to perfectly pull that off.
Ready for battle.
Okay, second map. We're going in.
Defend objective A.
So the Reign again. They're playing this comp, and I feel like I don't know this, right? But I feel like the Reign is playing this Brig because last time Defiant played this map, they played the Sombra and the Genji, right? And when Surefour comes in, that's when they want to play Sombra. And Brig is really good against Sombra. And like really good against Dive in general. Beast's best character is also Winston. Agility's also his best character, like Genji and Doomfist, right? So they really want to play their style. And Reign must have scouted this very well because they keep going really anti-dive compositions to force Defiant on the mid creep up, which Defiant is not comfortable on. So I think really good scouting work from the Reign coaches. Every time Dogman jumped on this map, I thought he was going to get sniped by a Jill. What's he going to get sniped by though? Like, free headshot maybe, or like hard to snipe unless you're a Widow. And if there's a Widow, Dogman just doesn't go. There's no way he gets sniped with something. Right. But they're just playing the shield war, right? Like Reign has 2 shields, Defiant only has 1 shield. So what I feel like Defiant needs to do is get value out of their D.Va, right? Their fire strikes aren't gonna get eaten. Their nades aren't gonna get eaten. So like getting big fire strikes as Beast is like a must, I feel. And then I feel like them taking high ground and using that D.Va like flank maybe to go on the enemy's backline might be good. But of course they have to Brig to stun the D.Va. But D.Va is like really good when she can play high grounds. So you want to use that 3-second booster. And I feel like Nevix almost never plays aggressive. But when the enemy team has no fire strike or pull, you get to like roam for a little bit, you know, control high ground. So the Reign hold high ground here. This is very good, right? Because pushing up here, you're just gonna get fucked, absolutely destroyed. Like what do you even do as the Defiant here? Like walking up to this. Maybe you wall and then rotate the point and then play point. But then the enemy team still has high ground. They get walled. Because they get walled, Agility misses the wall. This is something I feel that Mays have been doing. But when you know the enemy Mays looking for a wall, you can wall her up. And then she has to miss wall, right? So let's watch Agility's POV here real quick. Right? He's looking at a wall. Oh no, he just whiffed the wall. Okay, forget everything I said. Agility just whiffed the wall. Forgive me if you have already answered this. Do you think the Reign will opt for this tank comp over D.Va Reign? I mean, they obviously opted for a dismatch, so yes. If Agility said put the wall here, that would have been a pretty good wall, right? It gets destroyed, but at least Beast shield doesn't get as fucked as it is now. Beast shield must drop to 0 right now, right? And then he has to recharge it. They have to wait. They rotate back right now. Not sure about that. Oh no, they're just waiting. They're just chilling. Okay, but if I walk out here, this doesn't make too much sense to me because this is just longer to the enemy team into safety than this is. So now Beast Shield is just gonna get fucked too, right? They get a good Mei wall, but now Reign can just go over here, right? They get on the point. And this is where I feel like your D.Va should really be getting value, right? Like, your D.Va maybe getting boops on Baby Bay and Dogman to poop them down, or going for different plays, but Nevix always played with a team in this match, which I'm not sure about. Also, they get a pull fire strike. That does like 1,000,000 damage to everybody. He definitely needs to eat the pulls and the fire strikes. Nevix goes to 1 HP. Oh, the nade gets blocked by Erster. And that's a very good wall on Beast too. A very, very good wall. And a lot of cooldowns have already been used and they just hit the pull fire strike, right? There's no way that Beast shield still had a lot of HP because of the spam coming in. Really have to use that Diva mobility, I think. Karib gets his ult. So like, this is one thing that Defiant has going for them. They can nano the Reinhardt. And Reinhardt does a lot when nanoed, right? Well, Reign has no nano. They could go for the behind push again and then nano the Reign when they go up. Be a good move. I feel like B should always be ahead of Pokpo though, because there's no Diva on the Reign. So B should hit his fire strikes while Nevik should eat Pokpo's fire strikes. But Pokpo should almost never be ahead here. And then Karib gets picked. So that's bad, right? Because they had the nano here, which they could have used this fight, but now Reign like gets all their ults. They get another like 20 seconds. So good pick there from the Reign. And obviously this is really long, right? So maybe if you're the Defiant, you want to go inside here and go for that bottom rotation again. Make sure to follow Paratrek. But at the same time, Defiant's probably never played this against this comp specifically. They swapped to Reaper. So Reaper does... Make sure to follow Whistle, bro. So Reaper does make sense against this comp. Because there's no Diva to eat your shots. But I feel like Kree puts a lot of pressure on Reaper. So maybe it is not the optimal pick, right? Like Kree pressuring Reaper is so big. I really feel like Kree is very, very against the Reaper. And then... So Gator goes for this pull over the wall every time, right? Like, cause Nevix has a hard time eating this because he doesn't have LOS on it. They'll go for this pull. It's a very smart pull, right? Especially if you combo Fire Strike with it. It could even like pull someone over if it's like perfect. Yeah, Karib gets pulled, almost falls over, slides back down, 1 HP. Pulls are nasty. Like Gator got player of the match. That range, yeah. But it was very deserved player of the match, in my opinion. And now look, because Karif got picked earlier, Reign has got all these ults. Bongo is so good, Mail's so good, you know, Shadow's good. And Defiant only have the Nano and the Shatter basically. Almost got the Mail too, but okay, so again, Defiant is like really slow on these rotations. Like they've had 2 fights, or they've had 1 fight so far, and 2.5 minutes is gone. Defiant used the wall. They're gonna take high ground now, which is really good for them, admittedly. The Reaper's behind right now. Like I feel like if you have the Kree right now, having Kree up here is very strong, right? But high ground for Reaper, who cares? And Reign have so many ults. Good wall here. Good wall of Pokpo. Gator also bongos, right? This is a good bongo location because it can't be shot very easy. But it's still walled off. Pokpo goes for Shatter. Pokpo shatters the Lucius. That's a really good Shatter, right? Blocks the Shatter from Beast. You get a nade in, but I mean, the bongo's up right now, right? So everybody has 50% damage boost. Bongo lasts for 20 seconds. This fight's over too, and Reign only used 3 ults, and Pokpo almost has another Shatter. Like, I mean, Masa stunned the Shatter, but they also would have blocked the Shatter, so.
60 seconds remaining.
Yes, you are right. And now there's only 1 fight left on the fight, right? So like, the first fight, they just had the sloppy wall and then had rotations, went on to point, got picked off because of good Erster wall, etc. And then, second fight, Rain just had a million ults. Bongo's really OP. So they lost that fight too, right? And they've only had 2 fights so far because Kareem got picked between the first and the second fight. And then I'm still not really a fan of the... Like, if they would have gotten that high ground with the Kree, that would have been really good for them.
30 seconds remaining.
They go for this pull again. They catch Kellex, right? So this is what I'm talking about. This pull is so hard to eat. Like, it's a crazy pull location, right? Like, look at this. Like, this is why I think they should really rotate. Look at that. That it can pull people over. That's crazy, right? And Kellex gets dropped. He dies. That's crazy. They try to wall. But yeah, at that point, they've already got a pick. They now has free Rain. Get it, Rain. Fight's over. They can even stall the mini diva. Oops. Does get killed, but they could have stalled him longer, right? We should have got abducted, yeah. This is disgusting. Over. I feel like the break was really like a counter to dive that Toronto could bring out, and then Toronto feels uncomfortable on the May Kree comps. But, like, this was a really clean full hold.
Score.
And Toronto like didn't have an answer
Switching
for the
sides.
double main tank comp.
Initiating match.
But I definitely feel like Beast should be building shatters faster than Pokpo is. Because Nevix can eat all Pokpo's fire strikes.
Ready for
Okay.
battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
See this rain
3,
attack
2, 1.
on
Attackers
defense.
incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay. Rain. Walk in. You get a lot of space, right? Agilities is on Doom here, and I think this is a really good May point. So I'm not sure why they opted for the Doom, but obviously Agilities feels way more comfortable on the Doom than he does the May. But I mean, this double main. If you punch Gator, he fortifies. If you punch Pokeball, he doesn't fly anywhere. Masa can stun him, right? So like his targets are Urster and Baby Bay and Dogman. But I feel like the Rain have been doing a really good job of like tanking the punches. Okay. So the Rain set up. They just played a shield wall, right? They have more shield damage. There's no range damage on this comp. Like Reaper and Doomfist all do really badly on the range. But I have to hard commit. Good disengage wall from Burster when Agilities comes in. Agilities does come in. They pop out the Immortality field. Hard commit on Pokpo. They're all naded, right? So really nice nade from Karib, which obviously can't be eaten by a Diva. Burster ends up dying. Really aggressive. Damn. Watch him a little bit. He has the ice block. Oh, he still has ice block, but he doesn't use the ice block because he thinks the Immortality field's alive. Oh, he's trying to get the headshot? Okay, a little bit too greedy. Got the ice block, so it makes sense to go for the freeze, but then not the follow-up shot. Then, this is why you pick the Orisa, right? Like, not the only reason, obviously, but this is why I think Orisa is very good against Doom. See, Doom goes in. Hey, give me a sec, guys. I am back. Let's see. So we have the Orisa pull on the Doomfist. on the second rotation of the Doomfist. So this is why a reason why you pick the Orisa, right? Because Doom goes in, he tries to E out, but he gets pulled back by the Orisa pull. Then he drops, he dies, right? He gets stunned by Masa. This is a really good pull from Gator, and this is why he got player of the match, right? Baby Bay impressed this series? Yes, he definitely did. His McCree was clean. Baby Bay changes dynamics. And like, this is a hard engage cop, right? So if you don't win the initial fight, you just lose like the long fight. Like, if they don't get picks of the Doomfist engage, the Reaper engage, and like the speed in from Lucio and a nade, then Rain have the Kree and a lot more range damage. So they'll just win the long fight, they'll win the shield war. Lock shattered, 2 shields. And they only need this point, so Rain can just throw out all their ults. Chase down. Agility dies. If Masa dies here, that'd be really bad. And he goes pretty low. Because Dogman died, and if Masa dies, they have no heals. So, I find we're actually pretty close on like clutching this. See anything they could work to improve from this game? You mean Toronto? I think. You mean Toronto or the Reign? Masa ends up living with 1 HP and then they end up bongoing. The best ult in the game. They win the point because they only needed the 1 tick. Okay. So that is 2 maps in. We have 1 more map to go. I'm going to grab a quick drink and pee. And then I'll be back. Be right back, guys. We are back and going to map 3. It was so dominant. It's over so quick. Cannot believe it. 5C. Okay, so see anything the Atlanta Reign can work to improve from? I mean, this series was really dominant. So I'm wondering how they play against like really good diva teams that use their diva a lot better than the Defiant did. But right now it's like hard to say, right? We're only 2 maps in.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Like on the second or on the the first Nepal village, it was really close. Where are they going? So for off tank? No clue.
Show them what you can do.
Look, they have Gator in for off tank right now. Okay.
5, 4,
So again, the Reign is playing a mega anti-dive comp, right? Because Toronto Defiant, they really like their Sombra Genji. They really like the Sombra in general. So Reign going for the full anti-dive comp with the Torb and the Brig, right? This dissuades Defiant from going dive, and Defiant did not look good on the Mei comps.
2, 1. Attackers
So it's just like
incoming.
a really good like
Defend
pick for the
objective
Reign
A.
here to go for the Torb to like play that anti-dive. Because you can't dive Torb, Brig's hard to dive and Bap's hard to dive, right? And then like you have to pick a rush comp, and I feel like one comp that could work against the Reign comp is like the Reaper Moira comp. Because then you can rush in, throw in a Moira orb, which can't get eaten because there's no Diva, and then you can rush over the Rein Red if you get a good wall. So that's what I would try to play against it. Now they're playing a variation of that with the Symmetra, but I'm not sure if I like the Symmetra because one, there's no Orisa here on the Defiant, and two, the ATL Reign just have so much more shield damage, right? Bap does a lot more shield damage than Moira. Brig and Lucia both don't do any shield damage basically. Lucia does a little bit more. Orisa does a lot more shield damage than Diva, even though Diva can Matrix. Ryan Mirror, you know, and then Orb does a bunch of shield damage with his right clicks. But just it's mainly the Bap against the Moira that like puts the shield damage in Reign's favor. And of course because they have two shields and not just one. So the Defiant TP to point, this is an interesting strat. They set up, throw in the turrets, but they get instantly destroyed. And now Surefour really needs to like charge up his beam. And get the point safely. They walk out. Surefour starts charging the beam, right? Urster's freezing him. But what Agilities does really well is he marks Urster with his own freeze. So he can't freeze Surefour for free. Then Bookbow obviously hits all, or Beast hits all the fire strikes, gets a lot of charge because there's no Diva on the Reign, right? They're doing a good job at that this time. But, I mean, they're just playing the shield war, and the Reign have two shields. Even Surefour with, like, max beam here, I don't think wins this. Especially when Baby Bay also plays Disagree. They pull, nice pull there. Like, Gator's pulls, like, Nevix barely ate Gator's pulls. Like, I really feel like you need to focus on those ult stops. And I feel like Gator does a really good job of, like, seeing when Matrix is down and then going for the pull, you know? It's like a mind game kind of too.
Routing tower to forward barrier.
So Surefour dies, which is like, Surefour is all their damage, right? So without Surefour, there's no way they win. Surefour needs to be closer range, but Beast Shield is dying, so he can't go close range right now. Like, he has full beam, but because Beast has no shield left, there's no way they do anything. Then Agility's completely whiffs wall. Like, if Beast Shield is dead, you can't do a wall like this. Because it makes you want to engage, but you can't engage because Beast Shield is dead. Not a good wall. Dogman's just shooting them too. And yeah, they're just in the corner, they have no shield. Very awkward. I like this turret position. Like on the stairs. Those can get staggered too, but they go for the punch kill.
You might want to keep your distance.
The hammer kill more like. Reed has the ult now. That could be like a big thing for them, right? Like throwing in the orb and then Kariv ulting could be very good. But again, they don't have a rush comp. This is like a slow fight. We have to get a good wall comp. Okay, so agility's wish wall, which makes Urster able to wall this. So like this is what I'm saying, right? Defiant, they're used to these dive comps, and their like Mei Rein play isn't on par with how well they play dive. And the Reign are abusing that by just picking anti-dive comps and making the Defiant play these Mei Rein comps. So very good like picks and hero choices from the Reign here to push Defiant to play their game.
I worked hard on that.
Billy seems not comfortable on me. Where are they
Routing tower
going?
to forward
They
shield.
are for like devotation.
Boosters engaged.
They TP up here, which is very interesting. But again, they have Symmetra, who doesn't do good at range. Like, if Rangers get to sit here and they go point, it's just the same thing as the first try, right? Like, Nevix drops point, but now the Rangers shoot Nevix. So Baby Bay's on this high ground, which is interesting. Didn't see that before. Yeah. Hard for him to stay up there because he's spammed out. But again, there's a sim here, so they need to get in range. Pokpo goes to contest with Urster. So I like that the Reign always have their Mei and Rein play together. They do this a lot better than other teams, because when your Rein gets walled, you can then counter wall, right? Like their Rein gets walled, Urster puts a wall in defense. Defensive. And Baby Bay ults. Let's see the spread on this Torbolt. Nice Torbolt. Zones most of the point, right? And that just takes so much space away from the Defiant. Like, this is crazy, right? And then they also used the Bongo and the Amp Matrix just to like make it even worse. Thanks for the follow, D-back. Just like, no way that Defiant do good this fight. Like, they're just gonna get picked up because they have zero space, right? Like the Rage were really doing a really good job holding space. If Toronto comp had Orisa, would it have been good against Atlanta? I think it would have been better. Because I don't think the Diva does much in synergy with the Moira and the Symmetra, right? But I still don't know if they would have won the shield weapon, right? If Rain like stay out of range just a little bit, then it's still hard to win. But I definitely think it would have been better. I don't think the Diva did very much here.
I have big plans for you.
But the Sim definitely does more shield damage than the Orb does. So I think it would have helped. See what they do this fight. They have the Simult. Simult is extremely good. Especially in pro play. They TP in with the Simult. Very smart move. You beast and Nevix have enough synergy to counter this though. I mean, they probably never played the Orisa Rein together. So it's like, if Pokpo and Gator constantly play it and Beast and Nevix never play it, then Pokpo and Gator are obviously going to do better, right? Agility's walls himself in. Also Gator. Oh, they wall Gator and Pokpo in because there's a Mei ult running. So it was actually a pretty good wall.
60 seconds
But like,
remaining.
Rain have to back out because the Simult is right there. And Agility should have like a really easy time ulting, right? Because there's no Diva on the enemy team. So his ult should always get value. And then Rain loses Baby Bay. Most of their match. Urster still has Mei ult. goes in for it. Oh, what happened? I did something. I don't know what happened. I think I pressed 20-second skip. So Erster goes for the mail. Nevix almost eats it. So you almost see like the strength of the come in here. But he barely doesn't eat it, I think. This must be really close. Like Nevix is just like jumping off right now. If he'd stayed on and been closer, I don't think Erster, like it's so close. Like look at how close that matrix is. Jesus. So if Nevix was like one step closer, he would have eaten this ult. Really unlucky. But Erster gets it off. Gets the really good mail. He gets the sim and the Reign. Very effective right there.
Nerf this.
Agilities gets a good wall. Anta uses a pretty good beat. Nevix uses ult, but he lands like right next to Gator. Okay, let's live. Asa dies. Because the Earth 4 game is over here. And then Papa also gets one. Fight's over. Rain almost turned it around with that mail, but because Defiant had so much ults, they just won this way. They had the mail, they had the sim ult, Evo even. Rain stalled for a pretty long time, but for Anubis A, that's a really good hold, right? Like you just 4 seconds. What you don't want is the enemy team coming in with 6 ults and snowballing you. So like being able to hold with no ults on the enemy team and 10 seconds left is like it's like exactly what you want of an Anubis point A defense. Perfect. And they have a lot of ults themselves, right? It's not like they wasted every ult trying to like win that fight. They only used the mail and the shattered. And now Masa swaps off the Brig to the Lucio because he didn't have rally. And I think that do think that Lucio is better in the mirror matchup than Brig is, but they just Brig for the anti-dive, and because it's pretty decent on the first point, Anubis. But now they're on Lucio, and they've got Orbolt, Orisa ult, and Baptiste Matrix, right? So it's like they still have a pretty sizable ult bank, even though they've lost point A. Okay, so Molten Core comes out, Pokeball ult comes out on the TP, right? Or I mean Gator ult. Too many things, it's confusing. Nevix eats some of the ult. I don't know. They'll get a lot of spread on that Toy Bolt. This takes a lot of space away from them, right? Again, B shield pretty low, right? So they have to hide again. And like this is exactly what the Reign wants, because now they just like get chances to pick away. This comp performs incredibly badly at a distance like this. They have to wait out the Gator ult. They have to wait out the Gator ult. They have to wait out the Gator ult. Finally they get to go in because the Gator ult's gone. They use the Moira ult, but an incredibly good wall here. From Erster comes out. The wall off Beast. Okay. They pull people back over though. I feel like this wall was really good. And generally what they want to do is like wall into pull to like pull people over the wall and get the swing on them, right? But the reverse effect happens. Like everybody goes behind the wall. It does delay the Kariv engage though. But having Kariv behind the wall either way delayed. Right? But this wall is really good in general. Agility's counter walls, but I mean Defiant are the ones that have to push here, right? They have to push comp and they have the Moira ult running right now. This wall doesn't accomplish too much. They just get the play safe. The whole Moira ult's wasted. But this is again, this is really good for the Reign. Like if that Moira ult they get to engage with that. That's bad. Pressure has another male he farmed. And they're just sitting there. Like, they're sitting there for so long. They're waiting for Beast's shield to regen, I think. Shield is regen. They TP in. But like, this seems like a questionable spot to TP. Like, I don't like TPs unless they go to like a high ground. But to like a place like this. Also interesting Maywall. Like, wall everybody up. Everybody drops. They get pulled off, I think. Urster ults because where is her? Okay, so he's here. Nevix is on the other side of the wall. Good Urster ult. And like, just getting the Rhine is like really good, right? Alex beats, but this fight is like nearly lost already because Beast dies. Baby even kills Surefour somewhere. And then Agility still ults. So like, the fight using ults in a lost fight, like really bad. This is actually what you don't want to do on 2 CPs. You really want to be disciplined with your ults. Get value out of each one of them. And obviously Defiant like get some kills here. But they're free down right now. Like there's no way they're ever going to win this fight. No way in a million years. Just because the spawns on 2 CP are so damn close. Like they're right here, bro. Okay. The fight continues. They kill more people. They kill even more people. But like, everybody's spawning from the raid, right? And the Defiant guys are also spawning. But like, it's such an uphill battle. Masa kills Kareem eventually. Then Defiant have no healing. Right? They're really close to getting a take. Dogman dies. Does Dogman die? Do you not have shift from something? He shifts. Does he take some damage? There's like a little bit of a panic shift, I feel. And then they know the Moira has no shift. When Moira has no shift, he's very vulnerable. Moira obviously dies because there's no shift. Agility goes very low though. Agility does die, so really good job focusing that kill from Urster. This like, again, spawns are all the way back here. So Agility dies, he has to come back from that far. Kareev is still dead. As I said, this fight's been over for a while. The fight do farm a lot of ults again though. Fight's been going for so damn long. For now, again, the Defiant have a pretty sizable ult bank. So this is another fight they can win.
60 seconds.
And this is what you want on 2CP. You want these fights where you get a big ult advantage over the enemy team because you played really well the fight before. And then you can win, right? So they go in with the Surefour ult. Baby instantly pops his ult in response. Nevix should focus all his power to eat as much of this Baby ult as he can. Gets walled up. Some of his ult into it. There's this little patch of Molten Core that does a lot. Beast shatters. And then they go really low, right? Because there's so much damage from this side from the rain that they're walking into. Beast like goes low, he has to be healed up. There's a wall from agilities, which I would have liked to see a little earlier maybe. They wall now. The rain beat like a full-fledged fight at this point. Nevix uses his ult. Gets nobody, but creates some space. But still, these patches of Molten Core are here, which zone a lot. Beast drops, so he has to come back up through here. But still, like, this is so far okay for the fight, because they get a lot of space. Last fight, basically no ults at this point. Gate is pretty close, but Might be able to win this. Maywall comes out again, but Beast just dropped. So there's no follow-up on the Maywall. This is what I mean when I mean the May and the Rein are kind of like not on the same page, right? Agilities comes out with an aggressive wall, which they should push on. But because Beast just dropped, like, you can't follow up. And then the Ursta wall comes out for the defense. Therefore gets to play on it a little bit. Pretty funny. Again, really big pool. Comes out. He eats a fire strike this time though.
30
Good.
seconds remaining.
Vader almost has his supercharger. Just the best ult in the game. Beat comes out from Kellex, so they need to go aggressive now. They have Beat.
Cease your resistance.
They go somewhat aggressive, but target focus is split. Like some of the teams going on Masa, it's still up. Some of the teams going on the front line. But like, I really don't like that they split target focus. Like, they really need to be all in on one side. If you're gonna beat aggressively, you need Champ target focus. But they kill turret, but Beast gets frozen by Urster.
Defense matrix.
There was enough focus on the front line, in my opinion. Like, Popo even almost died, but they put the drone down. Did not die. And Masa does die.
Routing power to forward barrier.
10 seconds
But I
remaining.
mean, the Lucia, not that big a deal. The Rein dies. They kill Surefour. So Surefour again, it's most of the damage, right? When Surefour dies, it's very hard to still win the fight. 3 volts. Kills Baby Bay. And they kill Urster. 3 PogChamp. Agility's his ult comes out. This is really good for the Defiant still, right? Because there's now overtime spawns for the Reign. So they didn't come in as fast as they did before. Beast came back on the ball. Also ends up dying. But like, getting these ticks is very good. They could get a full cap rate up. And there's not that much damage on the point for the Defiant right now. The Pokemon comes in, he shatters. Shatters the ball, tries to shatter more and more a shift. But Pokemon just needs to live here. He does a good job of living. The rest of the Reign comes back. Still overtime spawns though. Molten Core comes out. It's right on the enemy ball. So he dies to it. That was a nice Molten Core, and then a Mail comes out. So basically it's over, right? So there was like some moments where Defiant could have shined, but they just didn't seem comfortable on the May comp. Like, I feel like they normally play dive on Snap. Why was Surefour on Symmetra for so long? Because they were trying to find a counter to the double main tank. So I think they were trying to play the Surefour to Symmetra to counter the double main tank. It obviously did not work out for them. But I think Defiant just didn't have the answer to the double main tank from the Reign. And tried some stuff out and tried to adapt it series.
0-1. Switching sides.
Watch the Reign attack, see how that goes.
Ready for battle.
Elected the fan service pick. I mean, I don't think it was a fan service pick at all. I think the Torb is very good against dive. The Defiant plays the dive. It's like their go-to comp, right? Like why they pushed Philly in so many maps was because they played the dive so well. They played the Sama Doom and the Sama Genji very well. And Torb is really good against characters that don't have an easy time killing his turret. And when you dive the Torb, he gets the overload, which gives him a ton of armor. So he's like very good against dive in general, right? And the fight really like dive. So it's like a perfect pick against them.
Defend objective A.
Defiant go for a rush cop. So again, I feel like they're trying to find answers to this double main tank from the Reign. And I do think a rush cop is a pretty good answer because Moira balls can't get eaten. They get to eat the pulls and the fire strikes. Beast doesn't get the free swing, obviously, because there's the May freeze from Urster. But Surefour can like go in really hard when that initial like rush happens. Right? If they can get a good May wall plus like go in moment, that'll be good for them. Baby Bay goes Samrat the Scout, presumably. Go Samrat the Scout. I don't know why he picks Torb here. He probably thinks, oh, the enemy team's going like heavy rush. If I can just armor up, that'd be good, but I don't think it's the pick. I think the Torb is really against the dive. I don't think it's that good against rush. But I mean, the Torb was going so good so far, too, that it might have just said like, hey, go for the Torb. Let's bring it out.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
Where does he put the turret? The back here. Fire strike the wall. You can fire strike 6 people. So they're sitting around the corner. They go for the wall. Gator obviously has fortified, but this is a good wall overall, right? This wall like blocks off the entirety of the range from Gator and maybe Pokpo. So this is really where Defiant just need to press the W, like hold M1, try to kill the Rain. The Rain do Immortality Field, but it gets focused. And then, yeah. That was just a really good wall from Defiant.
Taking off.
You can kind of see why they're playing this rush comp against the Rain comp.
Boosters engaged.
Would have been pretty cool to win a 2C map solely on Torb. Yeah. Now they swapped to the Kree though, because the Kree, what he does is he's really good against the Reaper. He forces Reaper shift very easy. Like when you have, like if the Reaper doesn't have the shift, he has to play super passive. That's what Baby Bay wants to do with the Reaper, or you can just stun and kill him, you know? Like you either force the Wraith, or you force the death. That's a win-win. So again, a good wall here from Agilities. So he's getting a lot better defensive walls. They go in, but on the engage, this is bad, right? It's only Beast right now. Where's Nevix? Nevix is coming in from the flank. But you really want the Matrix on Beast right now as he swings. They wall him up. But that's like to wait the engage, right? To stop the heals from going on the Rhine. Therefore, Nevix go for a flank while Beast comes from the front and they Moira ult. So this is again a good rush, right? Like they're taking away all the space. They're going in aggressively. I like this rush. Go for Fire Strike. And then Beast gets a big shatter. Popo wants to push. Is Raider that big? He gets only Gator. It's not that big. But Baby Bay split off from the team. So like, Defiant have been doing a really good job of pressuring the Rain here. Nevix does end up losing his mech. And Masa beat. So Rain here say, hey, they've used a lot of ults to engage that fight. Baby Bay might have died. But we're liking our odds here. We're liking our chances. So they kind of get the regroup, right? They're kind of like grouped again. Surefour's going very aggressive in the back line. And even though Baby Bay's dead, Urster has the ult. And Nevix is out of mech. Urster should have a free time ulting. Get a kill. Surefour, he's in the back line. Kellex beats. But again, it should be a really free ult for Urster. Agilities now also has his ult up. Ursa gets the ult first. This is a really good ult, right? Nice wall too to cut off the retreat.
Game on.
Agilities does a good job of also ulting, but it's like just a little late. Urster, does he have ice block here? I feel like he should have ice block. Okay, it does actually have walls. Oh no, he uses it and then walls. Okay, that makes sense. So he uses it for like a fraction of a second. So he doesn't have it for you. That makes sense. Okay. Again, he gets frozen, but he has a shield in front of him. And like, your range just takes so much space, right? They still have the Dogman healing up. At this point, Kareev's probably not got that much healing left anymore. He's half healing left. Beast is dead. Gator's playing aggressive. He's in the front line. Before it gets frozen. And then they use the bongo. The best ult in the game is out again. And Gator did a really good job of farming this ult too. And then bongo gives damage boost on Fire Strike. Popo gets some insane Fire Strike. Because they've got all the space now, right? Like they've pushed the Defiant so far back. There's this massive Fire Strike. He goes really low here, but because of the Arista shield, it does live. Nebix ults, then boom. The biggest ult you've ever seen in your life. It's free. Or the biggest Fire Strike. Actually, second biggest Fire Strike, because they had a better one earlier. So that ends the fight, right? No way they come back. Even though the fight was basically 6 people. So if they would have been able to hold more space there, then the raid probably would have lost that. They didn't have Baby Bay. Urster's back on the soldier. Back to the main. And now this is bad for the fight, right? Because they used a lot of ults in that fight. They only have the Moira ult and the Reaper ult now. Rain also don't have like an insane ult bank. Maybe it's not the end. Rain tried to go left side or the right side from the Fender's perspective. And I really like it when Defiant, for example, sets up really aggressively with their Mei and their Ryan so they can get a good wall on this. Or like threaten the wall at least. They seem pretty defensive here. Especially because they have the Reaper, they need to play aggressive. First their walls it. Good wall. And now they have to hold here, right? And they're the Reaper comp. So like this comp has to be the one that rushes. But Defiant don't seem sure and don't like rush. They're holding Mayor close, so this is good, right? This is exactly what they want to do. Popo goes for Shatter, Beast blocks it. Optimistic Shatter right there. Maybe he thought Beast would go for a Fire Strike. And then Kareev ults. Popo pushes in. A wall. Oh, so Agilities gets hit by the Shatter? What? How does he get hit? Okay. Watch the slow-mo on this. A second. I thought Beast blocked that for him. Yeah, Beast has the shield out. Oh, Agilities just barely walks in front of the shield. Oof, that's unlucky. Because he gets the easy wall this, right? The Shatter doesn't hit him. That was like an inch from Beast blocking for Agilities. Ouch. So then Kareev ults to help Agilities who got shattered. Four's in the back. No Diva to eat for him. Baby Bay goes for the high nuke. That's a good wall. Oh, it walls up, Baby Bay. That's a boof. But then Nevix with Matrix and B shield block it. And triple thing on the ult, right? There's no Matrix on the Rain, so the Reaper ult should be very effective. So he does kill Popo. Does die because of the Amp Matrix, right? And him being shot. But I feel like that's pretty good, right? Like he forced out Amp Matrix, got Popo, and 2 CP Defender spawns are right here. So he gets to come back real quick. But Beast dies because of the Amp Matrix. Wall it. Abilities gets frozen, but he lives. Kill it, or Masa dies to kill it. Kellex did a good job killing Masa there. Oh shit, what happens? Let's watch that. This game's almost over apparently anyway. So Masa like goes for the frozen target. Kellex does a nice job air battling him. Like Star Wars over. Focus the fight. For people. They're fucking in here. Okay, so Kellex does a good job punishing Masa's aggression. Thanks for the follow, Sandra. Masa's dead. Masa's dead. Pokpo's dead. So the Reign are only 4 right now. I remember the cactus, but I'm not sure how. Comes back in with the pin. Hit Gator. Pretty good, right? The drone comes out, so he forced drone. Now he just has to back out. Erster dies. So the Reign are only 4 right now because Popo just came back on the ball. And Kellex still has beat. Popo knocks up Kariv. Goes pretty low. Kariv just gets soloed out by Popo maybe? Kariv basically gets soloed out by Popo. Gets shot by Dogman too. And Masa comes back in with the beat. So Masa wall riding out of spawn. They call fight is winnable. Kariv dying there is really bad. He's their main healer, right? And Baby Bass back in the fight too. So like Baby Bass still in the fight. Now the Reign are 5 again.
It's hand.
Now let's beat. Gator has the bongo. Bongo, best ult in the game. Comes out. Agilities gets ult. He gets ice block forced. Oh, and he doesn't get the ult because Baby Bass right on him. Yeah. Oh no, that's so sad. Like here, ulting here would have been insane, right? So that was like rough for the fight. Like they had that until Popo came back with ball, knocks up Kariv, who goes to like 1 HP, and then gets finished off by Dogman. And then because Kariv's dead, and the Reign's still streaming in their reinforcement, fight ends. Jeez. Reign's so dominant that series. That's crazy. Oh, okay. So let's wrap that up and then call it a day. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Leave a follow if you have not already. I have been doing a lot of VOD reviews. They're also uploaded on the YouTube, which is down below. But yeah. I think Reign did a really good job of abusing the double main tank strat, right? Which we've seen in the past. But Reign played it to a different level with very, very good pulls. And like the perfect way of playing it. Good immortality feels by Dogman. Baby Bay popped off on the Kree, right? Erster's mails were really good. And I feel like the Defiant didn't have an answer to counter it. They tried multiple things. They tried the sim. They tried the rush. But I think just the way the Reign played it was like very strong. I feel like they needed to get more value out of their diva play, like pulling fire strikes and or like eating fire strikes and pulls. And that could have given Toronto Defiant more of an edge, but yeah, Reign seemed really well played, and obviously Toronto Defiant didn't have any way of scouting the Reign, right? Like Reign had not played yet. Toronto had played multiple times before that. So Reign kind of had an edge in that too, knowing that Defiant preferred the dive, and they denied the dive pick so well. So yeah, that was a match. But I want to thank you all very much for watching you on YouTube too. Peace.